All right, so I just finished watching an amazing film. It's something I never thought I would be interested in watching. Um, but from seeing the trailers and the clips and reviews of what everybody else has said, I had to see it. It's even making me want to see Wuthering Heights, which is a movie I saw when I was like high school, junior high, and it freaked me out because it was more of a haunting kind of telling. But that's besides the point. Let me show you the film that I just watched. Frankenstein. This film is by far the best Frankenstein movie I have ever seen. I am not one for doing horror movies, and because every horror movie that's out there is always blood and guts and gore, and that's not necessarily what makes a horror movie. Horror movies are suspenseful, they are thrilling, they give you the tension that you need. You do not need to make it bloody and gory, and this was amazing. I loved this. It was not bloody and gory. It was hauntingly beautiful. It was very Tim Burton-esque, and I love Tim Burton, and Guillermo del Toro is an amazing director. In fact, let me show you two films that this kind of reminded me of. Hang on one sec. One of them reminded me a lot of was Sweeney Todd. It had a lot of that feeling in there. Like I said, it felt very Tim Burton-esque, which I really loved, which also brings me to the other film that also has that similar feeling to it, which is another Guillermo del Toro film, Crimson Peak. Again, these are films people would be like, this is horror. You're into this? This is horror. No, these are not horror. Actually, with Crimson Peak, I watched this with my sister because I was afraid it was going to be like that, because I was hearing it from Tom Hiddleston and his cast, and castmates, and from Guillermo del Toro. I was afraid that I was going to be freaking out, so I had my sister watch it with me, because that's how much of a sissy and a pussycat I am when it comes to horror. I need someone there to find the funny in it. And I wasn't really scared with this film. I was in suspense, I was thrilled, I was in tension, and you feel for these characters, and it's hauntingly beautiful. It is, you can feel the loneliness and the beauty and wanting to be accepted, just like in Frankenstein. So if you haven't seen this on Netflix yet, I highly recommend seeing this. The acting that Oscar Isaacs puts in this, as well as Jacob Elordi. Sorry, I had to go and look it up. I loved it, and I had told my mom about it, especially after they won the Oscar for best production design. She thought I was talking about The Bride, which, again, I can't wait to see that one. I'm really sad for that one. But back to Frankenstein, she started watching it, and when she came to get me at work, she's like, I thought you said this was a series. I'm like, no, it's a film. It's a film. I go, why, are you watching it? She goes, yeah. And we both agreed, this is going in our collection. We love this film. Oscar and Jacob, you guys did an amazing job. Mr. Del Toro, you are phenomenal. And please don't take this the wrong way when I say it's very Tim Burton-esque, because I adore Tim Burton. And you put the more suspenseful into it. You put more of the more feeling into it. You put more, just more into this. And I mean, to be honest, every time someone tries to do Frankenstein, they make Frankie here very unrelatable and very unlikable. And every time I have thought about watching the movie, or, which isn't very often, or when I've read the book, I love Frankie. He's never been the creature to me. He's always been Frankie. This is Frankie, and he is definitely Jacob Eldery, he did an amazing job at portraying Frankie as Frankie, not the creature. So yeah, come after me. Yeah, I'm calling him Frankie because he is Frankie. He's not a monster. He's not a creature. He is us. He is human. He's just a different type of human. And we need more stories like this told properly. And this story was told very properly. And I can't wait to watch it again. And Oscar and Jacob, you did fabulous. You did fabulous. And Jacob, I really cannot wait to see Wuthering Heights. I've asked people their opinions because I'm still on the fence about it. But if you guys made me want to watch Frankenstein, you have made me want to see Wuthering Heights. So I cannot wait to see it. And again, thank you everyone who is part of Frankenstein. Congratulations on the Oscar win. And guaranteed if I was on the set of this in the lab with Oscar or with Jacob, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, Boost, go ahead. I'm gonna pay more attention to the mouth of truth, the giant mouth of truth, because every time they did the lab scene in there, I was more drawn to the mouth of truth. I'm a weird kid. Give me a break. I've always been a weird kid. So sue me. But the whole idea of the lab and the window, my mom fell in love with that window. I want that window. And I can't wait to see Epic Universe even more because of this. And oh God, I can't wait to see what else you do, Mr. Del Toro, because this and Crimson Peak were chef's kiss. Thank you again so much. You guys did wonderful. Thank you for bringing this particular Frankenstein to life. It was moving. It was so moving. And I can see where the Mary Shelley story, I can see the Mary Shelley story more so. The only other time I have seen Frankenstein, like the story about Frankenstein, is was literally as a kid I did in junior high too. I watched Wishbone. Wishbone did all the classic stories, and one of the stories that he did was Frankenstein. And because of that, I wanted to read the book, and now I want to read the book again because of this. So thank you for making a person who can't really watch horror be able to watch this, because Frankie's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite classic monsters. So thank you for doing him justice.